Joel got banned on Dex? Yeah. W.
Our next speaker really needs no introduction. I'll give a little
We can do better. Anglos, we can do better than this. Let me put it on. Yeah, the Screamo one. What's up, Heisentard? Good to see you. By the way, Randy, will you hit Anna Perez? Well, now I don't know who her boyfriend is. I'm still confused on who her boyfriend is. She's told me on stream, well, I have a boyfriend, so I can't be on the stream as much. And it's like, okay, but like, who am I competing with to answer that question? So you tell me who you think her boyfriend is, and I'll tell you if I think I could slide in or not. If I could, like, break up that home. What's up, Heisentard? Good to see you. You're the GOAT. He kept cussing. Well, it's not even... That is not the issue. I mean, the cussing is an issue, but it's not because he's Australian. Because Americans cuss just as much. Watch my stream. I've said the F word like 10 times already. Oh, nope, you win, dude. Your name is Mager. How am I supposed to fucking slide in that, dude? I cuss all the time, but I'm not giving a speech to a crowd that is supposed to be recorded and then distributed for everyone to see. You know, this is like a stream for us. You know what I mean? And so this guy, he comes out here and he's like, fuck this, cunt that, Nazi this, yeah, we're militant. And it's like, this isn't your YouTube stream, dude. This isn't your Rumble stream. The point of this is to make people who don't view you as a professional organization, like the point of doing something like this is to add legitimacy to your movement. When you do this, you show people who maybe were put off by you or see you as fringe or extreme or not effective or have no real goals. And you say, look, we are articulate. We're not just an internet meme. We're not just guys who dress up. We do that for attention. But now that you see us, now that you're all looking, this is what we believe in. And if he did that and maybe was a little more eloquent, would have went better. And this is where I'm getting to. He is not smart enough for that. Joel Davis is not smart enough for that. I'm sure he knows things. I'm sure he's not an idiot. Maybe it's not intelligence. He's not charismatic enough. He's not charismatic enough. He just doesn't have the it. You don't have the it. We can all LARP as a drill sergeant. I can go back to the gym, put some weight on, grow a beard, and start LARPing as a drill sergeant. But when it comes time to be eloquent and like really lay out what your movement is about, the white Australia movement is about, and you just scream like a fucking idiot to a room of 40 people. To a room, you can tell it's like a room of 40 people because they don't respond, and when they do, it's like, yeah.
I remember when Joel
like,
first
listen,
joined, I
they're
always
gonna clap
called
for
Joel
him right
Davis. I didn't call him Joel. He's like,
They're gonna clap
why
for him
you
right
always
now,
call me
Chad.
Joel Davis? I was like, because no one ever just says Joe. It's always Joe Rogan. So introducing the Joe Rogan of racism, Joel Davis.
Yeah, let's not lead with, I'm the Joe Rogan of racism. Hey, Australia. White country, white Anglo country of people who voted for their ethnic replacement because they didn't want to be viewed as racist. Let's not open with, I'm the Joe Rogan of racism. Also, Joe Rogan's famous and cool and has aura and is rich. How are you like Joe Rogan? Him and Thomas Rousseau in a heated battle for the least charismatic. Dude, but at least, you know what, I'll say this. Thomas Rousseau looks like a hobbit. Thomas Rousseau looks like a fucking hobbit. At least Joel Davis looks like an adult man. You see these videos of Thomas Rousseau and all the guys marching with him are like these skinny fat or muscular, you know, like average height white guys. And they're like average height. And then he stands next to him. He looks like a fucking hobbit next to Gandalf. And he's got like no facial hair. He's trying to grow facial hair that doesn't work. Either like his face isn't suited for it or like it just looks like see-through on video. Like you can see his shitty jawline. So it's just rough all around. Wignats are not in a good place. Let me know if he's too loud or not loud enough. I don't think it's 30 minutes. We're not going to sit here for 30 minutes, chat, obviously. Hey, he put a suit on.
I know that was meant to be a compliment.
Okay. What is this fit, chat? Chat, let's break down the fit. Let's break down the fit. Let's get into the fit breakdown.
It just says
Randy,
Joe.
common Randy segment breaking down the fit. Where does he turn? Right here. Okay, jacket's not buttoned. Maybe he just stood up. Maybe he just got out of his chair. So maybe we'll give him that. Jacket's not buttoned. Maybe he'll button it. Doubt it.
I know that was meant.
Popped collar. Not even unbuttoned, but popped collar. That's bold. Popped collar is bold. I guess he got a
To
haircut.
be a compliment. I don't really
It
want to be
looks
compared
like
to Joe Rogan. To
He
be
could have. He just pulled his hair back. Actually, look how messy his hair is. He couldn't even like get a haircut. He just pulled his hair back into a fucking ponytail. You have like the Jesus haircut. Yeah, it's no aura. Popped collar is cool if you're Italian or Greek and you have like a hairy chest and like it's cultural, or if you have like actual swag. But you have to have charisma to pull off a popped collar. And not even like me. Like you have to have like a lot. And you also have to be super fucking hot. Like I'm not, like I'm average looking, I think. I don't think I'm super attractive. You have to be like fucking supermodel, 10% body fat or less to pull off a fucking popped collar. Or you can be fat. Or you can be funny and fat. Funny and fat, hairy Mediterranean, or fucking model. But if you're not any of those things, put the collar down,
honest,
bro.
but I'll take it as a compliment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before I get into what I want to talk about, I just want to say, first of all,
Let me preface.
I'm very proud of all of you guys for accomplishing what we accomplished yesterday.
Dude, for accomplishing. Hey, chat. Imagine if I said that. I'm really proud of of you guys for accomplishing what we accomplished yesterday. I'm really proud of us for what we accomplished yesterday, pal. Dude, you're the wignat. You're the whitest wignat. You're the whitest wignat out there. How are you gonna let HT, the fucking Albanian Mexican, and fucking Joker Waffen or whatever his name is, who's like a Turk, speak better English than you? Your whole thing is that you're like the Anglo. You're the pure Anglo. That's his whole LARP. You're the Anglo-Nazi group. You can't even speak English. Can't even speak the Queen's English. Aren't you like an Anglophile? This is why it has to be America. Even if Australia had the power to like take over the world and take back the world from the Jews or whatever, even if they had the infrastructure for that, could you imagine Joel Davis, like Australians ruling the world? Could you imagine British people like giving speeches about white people around the world? Or even a fucking Canadian. Could you imagine a Canadian lecturing you about whiteness? We invented whiteness, pal. There was no whiteness before America, pal. You're welcome. Fucking retarded. Could you imagine this guy being the guy? Imagine if like all of like AF was in Australia and Joel Davis was in America. This was the guy. This was the guy going to take back America. It has to be Americans. Even if it's harder for Americans to be in charge, it still has to be Americans because we're culturally superior. We're like a superior people. Like we're just better. We're the best of Europe. You're the worst of Europe. Literally. That's the difference between Australia and America, by the way. Merchant Jew types, criminals, and like slave traders, bro. Jews. We're good, bro. No way. Really? Did he ever tweet about that? That's crazy. Well, they're crypto bros. They're like the crypto MAGA bros, but they're just far right, so maybe there's like a cap there. Joel is an autistic nerd. He should have stuck up. He should have stuck to doing theory cell book streams instead of this is me and the boys LARP. Yeah, and he says that. Like he literally says that All of his clips are like that. Oh, you mean the Indian guy? Do you mean the Indian guy or like the Groiper Romilio guy? Do you mean like the Romilio group with all the Indians and like the multicultural shit? Oh, I thought you meant like the Groiper guy. I was like, no way he thinks that. Yeah, I'm not surprised. They're like a Fed Jew op. That's like a Jewish Fed thing. And you know what's funny? Like Joel Davis will get mad when we call him a Fed. Be like, Joel Davis is a Fed. You know, he'll be like, we're not Feds. We're militant. Rah, rah, rah. And it's like, dude, you're not a Fed because you're getting paid by the Feds or because like you're working for them or they're blackmailing you. You're a Fed because you do all the stuff the Feds want you to do without getting paid. Imagine tanking the far right in your country for free. You have enough internet popularity. You do have enough following in your country to be productive, and you just tank it.
Heisentard just gifted one
You're
subscription.
like, you
on
might
Kick.
as well be a Fed. W. Heisentard, goat. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Are you home or are you working? I've been thinking about that because it's hot now. It's getting hot. It's summertime.
There's no way that this organization would have been able to confront that level of police pressure.
W.
that we've been dealing with,
Heisentard's in
not
chat.
just
Hey,
this
we got
weekend.
40, 50 viewers. We can put W's in chat. Or I'm getting botted by Kick. W Kick for botting me if I'm botted. If there's only really 10 people watching, then W Kick for making me have an inflated viewership. But if you're not a bot, say W in chat for Heisentard. When people gift you a sub, like Body Bag Boxer, when you get gifted a sub, you should say W because you just got a free sub. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we should be. We should be thankful. You know? W's in chat.
But, you know,
We love you,
basically the
Heisentard.
whole
I love you,
leadership of
buddy.
South Australia, other than Roy, got knocked out of action.
Artist Groip. Artist Groip. Hey, you're not... Oh, you're following. Oh, you're an old head. Fuck. October of last year. We got an old head in chat. I haven't seen you in forever. Or maybe you just don't chat.
By ridiculous court orders
W-bot
where their bail
fuckers.
conditions don't allow them to associate with us, basically. In the
Wow, government officials can't associate with the group that gets in fights and brags about going to jail and intentionally breaks the law in a violent manner, in a militant, violent manner. Imagine my shock when government officials can't associate with the violent Nazi group that assaults people. Oh, it's a shame they can't associate with us. Maybe don't assault people and break the law with bad optics. Like you could totally do like the civil rights for white people march, and if you just look normal, you'd be fine. But you had to dress like a Nazi. You had to get a pagan tattoo and dress like a Nazi. You wanted to do the Nazi step. You had to hail Hitler in front of your entire country on video. So should I skip it? One in chat to skip to the middle, like Posted says.
you know,
For real.
the weeks preceding this,
That's what I'm
a
saying,
lot of
Bob.
people would have got scared, not shown up. Also, the fact that we couldn't wear masks. In the past, almost no one would march without masks. We had 70 guys ready to go, mask off.
70 guys! W! Australia saved! 70 men marched down the road yelling, "Hail Hitler! Fuck N-words! Fuck immigrants! America and Australia, the world is saved! Hail Odin! Hail Joel Davis! Hail the white race! We're so back! 70 Spartans versus the Indian horde!" They went mask off. They did a violent march, mask off. Australia saved. 70 white men marched behind Joel Davis without a mask. Dude.
For National Socialism on the streets.
For National Socialism? Define that. You know, it's really funny how all of these Nazi LARPers, they'll be like, "We want National Socialism." I used to ask him when I did the Wignat spaces, or like 2 years ago during the Wignat wars on Twitter. And I would be like, okay, but what is that? And they don't know. Do you know why? Because it's like fascism. It's just whatever. It changes. Advocating for National Socialism isn't real because it's not replicable. You can't replicate it. It happens once in every country a different way. It's so retarded. National Socialism. Yeah, that was weird, huh, fuckers?
You know, that's pretty rare. You don't see that.
Yeah, you know why it's rare that you have 70 people marching for National Socialism? Because the people who are white and don't want a Nazi dictatorship, but maybe are pro-white, would probably align with you. Maybe if you didn't LARP as literally the Nazis, the people your grandfather fought and killed, you could get the pro-white people who aren't dictator, democracy-hating, Nazis to support you. You'd probably get more than 70 people. You could probably get 1,000 or 2 white people who are like anti-immigration. But you have to be a Nazi. It's insane.
Around the world in 2025, it was very
Also, I don't. Maybe this is just his stature, I guess. But either, what is with the fucking toy soldier? Either talk with your hands. Thank you, Posted. Either talk with your hands or put him on the podium, goat. Because what is this? What is this fucking 8-year-old at JCPenney's taking his picture thing? This is me at JCPenney's taking family pictures. Like, that's what this look. That's me, chat. Me at JCPenney's, dude.
ballsy.
I'm pretty sure all Nick's Vax rallies did many. It wasn't even Groypers either. Like, it was just like regular people.
It was impressive, and
They
that
were
level
huge.
of boldness
Or
and
a
that
lot
level of
bigger than that.
courage and determination, that is what's going to enable us to keep growing
He's
as an
inside a Subway sandwich wrap. He looks like someone should Photoshop. You know that burrito blanket from Amazon, the like tortilla blanket from Amazon. Can someone Photoshop that on him? That would be hilarious. Like, why does he look like he's like been swaddled into that position? Like, if you Photoshopped him into like a baby swaddle, like it would fit perfectly.
organization, because we are going to have to persevere more and more state repression.
What's
There's
up,
no
Oso?
path, for us to success that doesn't involve, basically being treated horribly by the
It does look like Jimmy John's. Yeah, and it's like they didn't look. Like, is it on a fence? What is it behind? Oh, that's lightning bolts. Oh, no. You can see that pattern behind it. It's just, is that Nazi lightning bolts? Oh, it's like MSM and like the Nazi pagan shit. It's like pagan runes. What is that? That sounds like him, Ben. Pray for Ben. That's rough. But look, they couldn't even like hang it straight. It's like at an angle. It's like wrinkled. You couldn't have ironed your sign.
Soy Jake Party.
Yo,
_ just
W
posted with
Soy
5
Jack.
viewers on Kick.
Hope your stream was good, bro. Hope your stream was good. Hope you kicked ass in Rivals.
state, persecuted by
Or
the
Finals,
state.
not Rivals. Finals.
And that's
Thanks
just
for the raid, bro. Appreciate it.
comes with the territory. You know,
What's up, Dad Pitt?
Pretty much our entire leadership in Victoria right now are all under investigation or
I will give Australia that. The names of their provinces are really cool.
charged with various offences
W
relating to
also.
political activism right now. It's feasible that
Who kicked ass? Oh, he was playing Minecraft?
at next nationals, half of us will be in jail.
Bed
or
Wars
maybe
with
more.
Soy Jack.
But we don't care. We're going to keep persevering because this struggle, I mean, it's literally the future for our children and grandchildren to have a country.
Just say 1488. Just say the 14 words. It's literally there's a script, bro. There's literally a script to say what you just butchered. It's really like important with like what we're doing cuz it's like literally like the future of like our grandkids and our children and their kids. Dude, some guy I don't even know who made the 14 words or whatever. He wrote it for you. There's a script written by a guy who knew how to speak fucking English. Like, it's really, like, important with, like, what we're doing. Arms at sides, by the way. Arms at sides, like a 9-year-old. giving like a presentation in class. Like we gotta like secure like the future for like children and like their grandchildren, cause like the white race is like dying. Bro gave the 60 words. Just do the 14.
If we don't succeed, it's over. Australia.
Yeah, he's like a soldier in Nazi Germany. That's funny. Yeah, maybe he's just being based. Maybe maybe it's not that he's a poor public speaker or that he's nervous or that he lacks charisma or that he's disappointed in the group. Maybe it's just he's being a base Nazi.
Is done. We are the last hope.
Dude, you're cooked. It's over. Australia, we should sell Australia to China. They're the last hope. It's over. Australia bros, it's over. Everyone pray for advancing Australia. Advancing Australia, they're cooked. Advancing Australia, if you're in chat, we're praying for you, bro. This is your last stand. You're cooked. It's over.
So, you know, if this was on a battlefield and we had rifles in our hands.
What? What is that transition?
Literally the future for our children and grandchildren to have a country. If we don't succeed, it's over.
Okay. Hey, Skyway. It's a barbecue. It's a house. What is this transition? Listen to this chat. Dude, is he freestyling? Maybe he's
because
freestyling.
this struggle, I mean, it's literally the future for our children.
He's like not even confident. Dude, imagine this guy trying to sell you a car. He's like shrugging. I mean, like, yeah, it's a cool car. Like, I guess. Like, do you not believe what you're saying? Why are you shrugging?
Grandchildren to have a country.
White Tony just gifted 2
Yo,
subscriptions on
4
Twitch.
subs from Tony. 4 subs
White
from
Tony
Tony.
just gifted 2 subscriptions on Twitch.
Tony just dropped 4 subs like it's nothing. Tony. Thank you guys. Subs have been going crazy this week. W's in chat. Appreciate you. Tony. I want to see more W's in chat. No, different people. Heisentar. Oh, did it just show up twice? Okay, it showed up twice. Okay, W anyway. It just did double notice. W anyway.
If we don't succeed, it's over.
For real, Sojak.
Australia's done.
Listen to
we
this.
are the last hope. So, you know, if this was
What? Dude, it's over. Why did you not delete the recording? You approved this speech.
if we don't succeed,
He wrote this speech, approved it probably watched the recording, published it.
it's over. Australia's done. We are the last hope. So,
Shrug. So, throw your hands in the air. How did you? Dude, you should have just let Tenryo. Tenryo would give a better Nazi speech than Tenryo gave a better Nazi speech at AFPAC. Tenryo's speech better represented white people at AFPAC than this actual Nazi. That's insane. It's not even like a diss. It's just like goes to show. It is a diss to Joel Davis.
you know,
There are parts where he expects the crowd. I can't. No, we're gonna get to it. This is gold, fish. I'm cheesing right now. This is so funny. How the fuck are they the last hope?
it was on a battlefield and we had rifles in our
good,
hands.
Soy
It'd probably be
Jack.
a lot easier in many ways. It was on a battlefield. If we don't succeed, it's over.
Watch.
Australia's done. We are the last hope. So, you know, if this was on a battlefield and we had rifles in our hands, it'd probably be a lot easier in many ways. You could say it'd be a lot more simple, but actually it would be a lot harder because we'd be getting shot in the head. We're not getting shot in the head, not yet anyway.
What the fuck? Oh, Seven's in chat. Hail Odin. Hail Joel Davis. Hail Australia. O Slash is in chat. We're saved. White race saved. O Slash. O Slash. O Slash is in chat. Hail Joel Davis. Hail Joel Davis. Hail our people. This is 1488. This is 1488, Australia. You better fucking like it. This is the 1488 you deserve.
We're just getting kind of dicked around by a retarded bureaucracy. You know, it's we had ancestors that came before.
Getting dicked around is insane. Imagine using like a homoerotic term in your speech. You're a based white nationalist conservative, and you go, and we're getting dicked around. For real, psyops. Talk about motivation. And I'm going to use a term that means getting anally raped, getting dicked around.
Before us.
I'm going to use a term that refers to me being sodomized in my speech that's supposed to be
far
serious.
more brutal opposition in order to struggle to maintain the
Jay
existence of
Papers,
our
you
people
cocked.
in
That
their
was
generations.
Dude, the Aboriginals, they don't, look, let's be real. Aboriginals, they don't industrialize. They live off the land. They can't build boats. They trade fire. They literally trade fire with each other. They respect the land. They're socially cohesive. Honestly, I'm for like a two-state solution, half Asian, half Aboriginal Australia. At this point, just bring like advancing Australia here and just let them live under China. Chinese Aboriginal rule.
In their
They're
era.
fucking
So
our
this is
pussies,
really nothing
people,
when you
wake
think
up.
about it like that. But nevertheless, it is a lot
That's
because
hilarious,
literally,
chat. That's funny.
you know,
so
there's
Jack.
probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Australians with white nationalist views. But how many of them are willing to actually do something
What
about
did he
it?
say?
Nevertheless, it is a lot because literally, you know, there's probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Australians with white nationalist views.
There are? Because you could only get 70. Okay, there are? Where are they? Okay, bro. There's a million. What's the population of Australia? They're a small country. It's like 30 million. Last time I checked, it's like 30 million. I remember that. 26 million. If a million Aussies were white nationalists, your country wouldn't be this way. They would be a voting bloc. Immigration wouldn't have happened. Ever. There are billions of Australians with white nationalist views. Hundreds of millions. Yeah. Dude, where are they? And if there were a million white nationalist Australians, and you got to understand, you know, it's not even spread out across all of Australia. The population lives on the coast. They didn't ever industrialize. They literally, if you drive an hour inland, or not an hour, but like 5 hours inland into Australia, it's just desert. They didn't even like build out there. So it's like they all live next to you. You all live together. Where's the million? Where's the 500,000?
But how many of them are willing to actually do something about it? Pretty much us, and that's it.
How many of them are willing to do something about it? Pretty much us, and that's it. Shrugs. He's so nonchalant. Chat, maybe I'm cooking him too hard. He's just like a nonchalant dreadhead. He's just like Netspend. He's just like, who's that one guy? He's like Duke. He's like Duke Dennis. Joel Davis looks like one of those white guys. Yeah, he does. He does give Muslim. That's true. I didn't see it like that, but I do. That's what I'm saying, Paul. He's white Rastafarian. Yeah, it's insane. He does look like a Muslim. Like, imagine him with like that shitty turban all the British guys wear. Or the little boxy hat.
That needs to change, but it shows that there's something different.
Dude, but he won't even do that. Like, that would work better. Being the white Malcolm X would work better, dude.
About us. And we should all take pride in that.
Yeah, dude. How many religions? Atheism, Christianity, Catholicism. I think he was an ortho bro. Now he's a pagan, and now he's an atheist again. Right? Did I miss any?
I also want to say a few things before I get started, because this is supposed to be...
Oh, he hasn't even started, chat. Okay. Maybe we were judging him too harshly. He hasn't even started yet. It's not his speech.
Be a bit of an ideological speech. I want to say a few
What's
things
up,
about
Linux?
people who aren't here. Obviously,
Balaclava, what's up,
our leader
buddy?
Thomas Sewell is currently in
to
prison,
see you.
along with 15 other of our comrades.
Everyone's in
And,
chat today. This is what happens when there's no content. This is what happens. None of them go live. It's just me making fun of Joel Davis.
It's a testament to Thomas that he can get...
You think this guy changes his underwear? That's insane, Chad. Does this guy look like... This guy looks like the guy in school who, like, had Beyblades and didn't shower. It's a testament to Talmuds? What did I say? I never said that.
Locked up, and we can still pull off the plan.
Now you're making fake quotes.
That is
If you didn't shower, you're insane.
real leadership. Real leadership.
He hasn't been
is
Catholic for a long time.
creating a culture where people around
He does give no underwear. Like, imagine Joel Davis. He's commando in cargo shorts, flip-flops. He definitely has a calf tattoo. Joel Davis has a calf tattoo. I believe that. You could see him in like a button-up, like a polo, over like green cargo shorts with fucking flip-flops. Same haircut, everything.
you
Wet
are
hair,
able to
yeah.
carry out tasks and know what they're doing and are trained, prepared mentally, physically, etc.,
Ugh,
to
so
accomplish the
gross.
mission without you.
Black Sun.
And there's a lot of leaders that have egos that are too big to facilitate that because they're worried about someone else shining brighter than them or, you know,
Bro, no one's worried about you shining brighter than them. Yeah, let me play a Hitler speech, like a clip from TikTok. I'm gonna get an ad.
Du meine Arbeit für richtig hältst, ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienst.
Okay, we heard that, right? Now listen to this.
someone else getting a big head or whatever. And then when
Someone else getting a big head or whatever. Dude, we're cooked. If you're still a Nazi, dude, just stop, please. Stop LARPing. This is who you will become. It starts off as a bit. It starts off as buying like a joke thing. And then you become Joel Davis. Stop. Stop, dude. This is it's so over.
want to make it all about them.
Can someone edit that? Dude, we have a big enough chat. The editor groipers for my GC. Can someone make like a clip where the first half is just like 5 seconds of Hitler and then 5 seconds of him talking?
Anonymous sent $10 GM.
Yo, Anonymouse. What's up, Jake? W. Jake's in chat. Low 10. Good morning. You going to work already? W. Jake's in chat.
But Tom is not like that.
True, Chad.
Tom is
True.
a strong-willed guy, but he doesn't have a very big ego, actually.
I've given more rousing speeches playing fucking video games in middle school. I've done a bigger speech, a better speech in a Xbox party when we're losing a search and destroy match, okay? I shine brighter than him, and I'm black. You're whiter than him. You act like... If you had to let me choose between a country of people who talked and act like you versus this, I'd pick you every time. This guy, it's like, I get what you're right. It's what you're saying, dude. It's insane. This is white this is white goat. This is white nationalism. Hey, I've done good speeches. I've had a couple good monologues. I think one time there were these 4 guys who like figured out that like through a friend that I'm like kind of AF, and they're like, "Oh, my brother's watches Nick," and I like gave like a little 5-minute monologue, and they were like, they thanked me. They thanked me. And I was just doing that at like a fucking Chili's. We just went to Chili's and talked. It was hell. Side note, if you're ever in the position to take me anywhere, and you take me to a chain restaurant that is not Red Robin, I won't say anything, and I'll say thanks, it's free food, and I won't even be mad. But if I have to pay for it, you invite me there, and I have to pay for a chain restaurant, you go, "Hey, let's go get food," and then you meet me at a chain restaurant, and I have to pay for my own food, I will crash the fuck out. I will be mad at you. I will think less of you. I will be upset. What's up, Impacts? Let's get back into it. Dude, fuck you, Mar, bro. That sounds so good. I should tell my mom to make those this week. I'm going to tell my mom to make those on Monday. Red Robin is goated. If you were a kid and you grew up around Red Robin, I used to get the kids' pizza, and they'd cut it into like 15 slices, so they made you feel like you were eating a lot of pizza. And then in high school, every day after school, me and my friends, we would go, and they have $4. This is back before COVID, or during like before COVID prices shot up everything. So it was like during COVID, but before everything shot up. And thank you, Bob. That's very nice of you to say. But and true, Joel Davis is not. But you can get bottomless root beers for like $4, and then the bottomless fries for the table is like $3. Dude, one time we went there and we wanted to see how much ice cream we could eat as a group. I think everyone had at least 5. I had like 7. Our fat friend had like 9 or 10 root beers. Root beer floats. Not root beer, but root beer floats. Sorry, root beer floats. Fuddruckers was so good, dude. They closed down. Dude, they closed down the Fuddruckers in my hometown. Like when I was in high school, it pissed me off so bad. That place is fire. Well, yeah, the service is where you are, but I lived in like a good place. I grew up in a smaller town, so it was nice. But dude, and they would bring out at the end like the last 5 root beer floats everyone had, or the last 3. They were bringing them out in like whiskey glasses. They started off in the giant mugs, and they would put like a quarter of a scoop of ice cream and like a little bit of root beer in a whiskey glass. It was so funny.
He has cultivated an
True,
organization full of leaders.
Dude, Fuddruckers was so goated because they didn't put any fucking toppings on your shit. They just handed you like a fire ash burger, and they were like, go load your shit up, dude. Because I hated that, because I was picky, and I still am. But as a kid, I only liked like really specific shit on my burger. Yeah, everyone did, bro.
He wants everyone to shine.
That's like so real.
And because of that,
That's so
we were
real,
able to
Sky.
survive and thrive even with him in prison. So
The lettuce was good too. I remember that. They had like the good lettuce. We got to keep making fun of Joel Davis. Now I haven't eaten all day. I'm just getting hungry. We'll see how the power chats go. Maybe I'll DoorDash wings.
that's very
No, my
important,
parents made burgers. We're good. My
and that's
mom
something
made
that
dinner.
differentiates us from
We're
a lot of other
good.
organizations.
W living
And
with
we'll get him
my
out
mom.
tomorrow, and it'll be fine anyway. But
W living with
you
my
know,
parents.
that's important to say. Also, Jacob Herson, he's not here because of court orders from a previous court case
Cause he's in jail.
that don't allow
Cause all of your friends and members and leaders in your group are felons.
him to leave the state until next month. But Jacob has still done a lot of work to facilitate this weekend. I mean,
I don't know who fucking this Jacob
this
guy
whole
is.
setup
What's up,
behind
Jimmy?
me, that's his design, that's his handiwork. Ethan helped him as well, who's
True,
also
Jay
in prison
Papers.
right now. A lot of work has been done by men who
Maybe
are
when I take my piss break, I'll run and grab a
here
burger.
right now to facilitate this weekend, whether from South Australia,
I
from
probably won't.
Victoria,
I hate eating on stream.
and others.
It's really
So,
gross.
That's important to recognize.
I did not hear a word he just said, but I'm sure it was garbage.
And
Let's
guys
skip
that
to
have
the
gone
middle.
hard. Of our labour, they'll do it. Values. Australia is not about who you are. It's not about your ancestry. It's not about the control of these, And
When did you
he
say he
has their
starts
pockets
cooking
open
posted?
for these interests. That's why they will never cross them. And they own all the media.
16
They
minutes.
control the conversation, as we understand. And if they can stuff it full of fucking Indians, mess. So National Socialism is what you do when liberal democracy falls into crisis. When liberal democracy is no longer a liberal democracy, it's the break glass option. It's what happens when the white man goes, you know what? This whole edifice.
Hating liberal democracy is anti-white, by the way. You don't have to be like a democracy, bro. I get that that's cringe, and like all those people are cringe, but like hating like republicanism and hating democracy is super anti-white. It's like it's the unique government form we invented as a people. It's retarded.
Is a contradiction, is a lie, and we need to steamroll over it, seize back control
Saying
of the
fucking
state,
fuck
and
sticks.
fix this mess.
If he actually says that posted,
because,
that's insane.
as Tom says frequently, the rot is too deep.
Posted, if he says that, I'll gift a sub to chat.
The way that the police behave,
Will it let me do that?
the way that every politician falls in line on every issue that matters.
Can I gift
There's
subs?
no voting your way out of this in a couple election cycles.
Let me pull it
There's
up
no
on my
let's
phone.
have a conversation with your grandma, and there's no coming to terms.
Why
with
did you
this.
talk about your grandma, dude?
The world's largest corporation.
What is he talking about?
They're all
There's no
against us.
conversation with
And
your
they're owned
grandma.
by a bunch
Who is talking to their grandma about white nationalism? Especially if you're this guy. You're like, what do you mean there's no sitting down and talking to your grandma? Are you talking to your grandma about Nazism? Yeah, dude, it is sad. It is sad, Goida. It is sad. I can give subs, right?
bunch of investment banks run by fucking Jews
Oh, I can
in
gift
New
a
York.
sub. Okay, if he
They
says
don't give a
fucking,
fuck about
if he says fucking fuck sticks or whatever,
you or
I'll
me
gift
or
a
any of
sub.
us. This is just an
chat.
economic zone for them to plunder. And if they can stuff it full of fucking Indians,
It's funny, Isaac.
to drive down the price of our labor, they'll do it because it's good for their profit margins.
Grandma. They need more women to make food for Thomas Rousseau. Okay, you're a patriot, right? Grandma, you're a patriot, right? Okay, imagine a front of all patriots. They're just like the founding fathers. But they need people, they need white women to cook for their meetups. Will you cook for Thomas Rousseau? Grandma, join Patriot Front. Grandma, join Patriot Front. Join Thomas
Fuck about
Rousseau.
us.
Hail our people.
In fact, they hate us because they're fucking Jews.
Dude, low IQ anti-Semitism is crazy.
Economic zone for them to plunder. And if they can stuff it full of fucking Indians to drive down.
They're stuffing us full of fucking Indians. Why would you say that? Dude, maybe I'm just like gay. Maybe I'm gay. But is it just me? Maybe I'm gay. But chat, do you hear what I'm hearing? Like every 30 seconds, he says something that is like, not like interpreted as gay, but like literally homosexual. Like dicking us around, stuffing us full of Indians. Are you, like, he's doing that, right? One's in chat if you hear what I'm talking about. Two's in chat if I'm just a fag.
The price of our
Let me
labor,
know. I feel like he's a little gay.
they'll do it
The speech is gay coded.
because it's good for their profit margins. They don't give a fuck about us. In fact, they hate us because they're fucking Jews.
Jews don't hate us because they're like the fucking Jews. You fucking idiot. Everyone hates us because we're white, retard. He just made the argument for multicultural anti-Jewry. You fucking idiot. I don't even I don't align with him, obviously. Because I'm not a fucking Nazi LARPer. But like, if you're going to say something, if your whole point is that the white man is great and everyone wants to hurt the white man and Indians and Jews are killing us, why would you say that the Jews hate us because they're the Jews? You should be saying everyone hates us because we're white. If you want to get your little group to be like diehard radical for you, you have to make them feel isolated, because that's the only way they would buy into your bullshit. Like if I was the only way Joel Davis continues to exist is if he convinces the people that join his group that there is no other option and that they are isolated and that they are alone. So even I know none of them are smart enough to even catch what I caught, but that doesn't make sense. If you follow through with what he just said, it makes no fucking sense.
So,
if they hate us because they're Jews and Jews hate everyone because Jews are evil, right? If that's the argument tree, then you would be a multicultural anti-Jewry guy. But if you're going to be a diehard Hitler or Nazi, Hitler didn't even think that, by the way. Hitler didn't even think that.
that's who is against us.
He just thought that they were incompatible with Germans.
And every single one of these politicians, obviously, is a corrupt fraud who has
Can we get an counter starting now?
Their
Every
pocket-
time he says someone throw a 1 in chat.
it's open for these interests. That's why they'll never cross them. And they own all the media. You know, they control the conversation, as we understand. So, National Socialism is the reality.
What's up, Faith? Hey, did you go on Kyle Langford's TikTok or did that not happen? Did you clickbait everyone? Faith, we wanted the interview. Did it happen? Because I didn't watch it. I got bored.
Action to this. This
But like he didn't do that. But yeah,
is
true.
worse than Weimar
Either Hitler killed himself or he gave up.
Germany, I would
So,
say. But
yeah.
in Weimar Germany, they experienced what it was like.
Weimar. So now, okay.
So, National Socialism is the reaction to this. This is worse than Weimar Germany, I would say. But
Is that how you say it in
in
German?
Weimar
Which is really gay. Why are you saying it in
Germany, they
German?
experienced what it was like when
Dude, I thought we're Anglos. I thought English is the best language. I thought Anglos are the best.
a foreign hostile element takes over the media, buys up your politicians, divides your people on the basis of
Yeah, that's what it feels like, Chad.
ideology rather than identity.
World War II was a draw. I agree.
And they said, no, we need
Okay,
to bring
Faith.
our people together, the German people in this case.
Let me know when it happens.
We need to bring them together outside of the control of these Jewish ideologies.
They're more productive than Joel Davis.
Outside of the control of these, and even if the ideologies weren't Jewish, say that they were African, or say they were
Oh, so now it's not because they're
Chinese
Jewish.
or something, it would still be foreign. So we got to get rid of all these foreign ideologies.
He's not even articulating why. Okay, you're trying to convince people that, yeah, bro thinks he's me. Bro thinks he's Brody. That was my first thought. My first two thoughts were bro thinks he's Brody. Bro wants to be Brody so bad. And then content's low-key cooked. Kyle Langford's like, I don't know. Our little stream thing, me, Brody, Vac, we did the Kyle Langford thing. But it'll be funny, it'll be good. Chad Champion's a good streamer. He's funny. So that'll be good. All jokes aside, Chad Champion will be good. So, but the thing about Kyle, and this is what I think it won't work. I wonder if Kyle will just leave, because the thing about Kyle is that he's unironically running for office, and he really is trying to win. So it's like, how far can you go with him before he just says he has to leave? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to like ask him what? Like, I know what I know what I would ask Kyle Langford. Hey, you're doing like the E-date, the E-girl ring. You got the 3 E-girls trying to get Brody. Or not Brody, Kyle. Kyle, how would you please her? Is he going to say what? Like what? He's going to talk about how he'd finger her or whatever? Like, you can't say all that shit.
And influences. It just happened at that time that the Jews were only the main
it
foreign
was a
influence
bit.
on the Germans. Today,
I
it's
never
not just
gave
the
up Nick. I just left a group chat I wasn't active in. I left a bunch of group chats yesterday. And there was one called like Nicotine Groypers. I hadn't opened it in like 6 months. So I just left.
Jews. Today, everyone's here. Everyone's getting a
I'm
piece
thinking
of the
about
pie.
it though.
But nevertheless, we need to have German ideas. We need to have German
Yeah,
control.
maybe if Kyle does like the Trump grab her by the pussy thing, then I'll like die for Kyle or something. But I don't think he will. He's too polite. He's too nice.
Media. We need to have a German-controlled political system run for Germans.
Did he just say we
and
need?
control. We need to have everyone's getting a piece of the pie. Hey, it just happened at that. And even
He didn't. He's not articulating why multiculturalism is
if the
bad.
ideologies weren't Jewish, say that they were African or say they were Chinese or something, it would still be foreign.
Yeah, I
So we gotta
muted
get rid
your
of all these
account. You
foreign
changed your
ideologies and
profile
influences.
picture.
It just happened at that
That was
time
really
that
gross.
the Jews were only the main foreign influence on the Germans. Today, it's not just the Jews. Today, everyone's here. Everyone's getting a piece of the pie. But nevertheless, we need to have
But nevertheless, we're doubling up on transition words, pal.
German ideas. We need to have German-controlled media. We need to have a German-controlled political system run for Germans. And it fucking worked.
We need a German-controlled system in Australia.
Fucking worked amazing.
Do you even know what you're saying? I know what he means. But we have all these Jews and Indians and Chinese people. We need a German-controlled system created by Germans, ran by Germans, for Germans. Bro, you're Australian.
You've all seen the hype edits.
Appeals
But seriously, it worked.
Appealing to TikTok edits is crazy. And it fucking worked. We've all seen the hype edits.
It's amazing. We know.
What are you if an edit is what convinces you that Nazis were like cool and that like Hitler wasn't that bad, then you're just low IQ. You're just a retard. If all it took for you to like think Hitler was the GOAT and like convert to Nazism was a hype edit, you should go break rocks.
No, objectively. So
He said we can objectively know from TikTok Hitler edits.
And the entire world had to unite, you know, due control had to unite to defeat it. So we saw the power of that ideology. You know, when people talk about communism, and how great communism is, very rarely can you get a communist to actually defend the fucking Soviet Union. They go, oh, no, well, you know, that's not real communism, whatever.
Because the Soviet Union wasn't communism. Because it really wasn't communism. It was like ethno-nationalism. Stalin created like a new race of people, like socially. Like the idea that Russians, you know, like how we even view people as Russian now, like that entire culture, you know, that's Stalin. It's because it's because Stalin didn't do communism. He deported people. He didn't equally distribute wealth. He started wars. He like murdered civilians who were compliant. They just disagreed with him.
There isn't one fucking National Socialist that has anything to say negatively about the fucking Third Reich. We're like, yeah, that's right. Our ideas actually got implemented in reality completely correctly.
That's crazy.
That's the difference between us and them.
Can we hear the fuck
There
sticks?
isn't
This
one
is boring.
satisfied.
This dude is so boring. Who is getting convinced by this guy? He's so boring. He can't talk. He doesn't know English. He couldn't fucking write notes for his speech. He's clearly retarded. I already said no charisma, but I'll say it again. No charisma. Yeah, National Socialism worked perfectly. Did it? Okay, where is it?
Conservative. There isn't one satisfied liberal.
Jail
there isn't
Joel
one
Davis.
satisfied communist.
Banning him on Twitter isn't enough.
With any actually existing regime.
The reason liberals and communists aren't satisfied is because they win. Are you fucking retarded? There isn't one satisfied liberal. There isn't one satisfied communist. Yeah, because it's never enough. Because they're a group of people who are never satisfied. That's why they win. That's why the Cold War was between communists around the world and liberals. They wanted it all, and then liberals got it all. What are you talking about? Liberalism has been implemented correctly like 1,000 more times than Nazi Germany, too. It's just retarded. And it's older. Honestly, he would get more recruitment.
That has ever.
He should do that's what Patriot Front does. Patriot Front, they don't even advertise like what they really believe. If you see like on TikTok, I got a bunch of Patriot Front ads like ran by their accounts. And it's like helping men it's like they position it as this like men's wellness thing. It's like a group of patriotic men who are Christian, can get in shape and then make change together, and it's healthy and it's good and it's spiritual. And it's like, I get why some Gen Xer or millennial with nothing going on would be into that. Who is this for? Who is being convinced by this guy? If you want what Nazi Germany did and nothing more, you'll never win. I don't even want what Nazi Germany did. I'm not a fascist, honestly. But if you are like this Nazi, then you should want more, you fucking idiot.
Every single fucking National Socialist is.
But that's effective because Thomas Rousseau can put manpower behind whatever he's pushing for. That's what I'm saying. It's effective.
Satisfied with the Third Reich. So, yeah, exactly. That is the only time in the entire fucking modern world where a government actually protected its fucking people.
The Cold War. Debunked.
Now,
World War II. Poland. Check. Czechoslovakia and Poland in World War II. Debunked.
you can say, okay, well, actually, the early government of Australia was pretty good, you know, from Federation to the Second World War. And that's true. But they didn't fucking protect us, or we wouldn't be in this fucking position.
That's retarded. They didn't protect us. They had laws that were even worse. That If you think America was racist, go read about Australia, dude. They had fucked up, like, draconian shit over there. Not really, but they were more hardline. They put it in the Constitution, in their, like, Constitution, that, like, only white people can be Australian. They had, like, literally until, like, the 80s, it was illegal for non-whites to immigrate there. What are you fucking talking about? Maybe not the 80s, but, like, the 50s and 40s. They didn't protect you. They lost, bro. It's like, this is why Nazis suck, too. They're retarded, but also they're just, like, sore losers. Like, Joel Davis gives uneducated sore loser. Oh, they didn't protect us. They lost. You're not going to get anywhere if you're going to keep pretending that you guys didn't just fucking lose.
The reason why they didn't protect us was because of liberal fucking democracy, right? It was because
That's not why.
They allowed Jews in. They allowed Jews to own.
Liberal democracy promoted slavery for like for the half of its existence. Liberal democracy for half of its existence enforced segregation worldwide. What are you talking about?
Own banks,
Dumb as
to
chud.
own shares, to own property, to have rights, and look what's happened.
What did he say?
Proud because of liberal fucking democracy, right? It was because they allowed Jews in. They allowed Jews to own banks, to own shares, to own property, to have rights. And
He's about to get cooked. You should at least know what you're talking about. There were Jews, the founding stock, one of the first settlers, the prisoners, part of the prisoner colony, there were Jewish people. There weren't a lot. What are you talking about? Jews were in Australia before Australia was an independent country. Can we stop being retarded? It's like pretending Jews weren't on the Mayflower. George Washington wrote a letter to the European Jewish Congress promising them safety in the new America. If you want to be like the based smart Nazi or whatever, at least know what you're talking about. You can't pretend that like white people aren't philo-Semitic. They are. That is how they are.
look what's happened.
And they've been that way.
They allowed foreigners to come in and get a piece of paper that allows
the monarchies
them to,
ruled Europe.
exercise their rights, etc. And look at what has happened. They allowed the media to be bought up by corrupt interests, subvert our democracy, and look at what has happened.
You just said the Jews. Why are you now censoring yourself? You just said the Jews did all these things, and now you're re-saying the same sentence with like a slightly different wording. And because you didn't want to say Jews twice, you say corrupt. They allowed different groups with corrupt interests to subvert our media, subvert our culture through the media. You just said the Jews did that. Why are you censoring?
Under a national
There's like no structure here.
government,
It doesn't even
none of that
flow.
shit would have fucking happened.
None of that shit would have fucking happened.
They would all been put in camps or fucking deported. Well, they wouldn't even...
Yeah, let's advocate for the Holocaust. You know what will convince normies that you're right? You know what will convince normies to be against immigration? Be the only group that advocates against immigration and then promote the Holocaust. That's a great idea. Joel Davis wants to get 1 million Australians to be pro-white, anti-immigration. Step 1, promote the Holocaust. Step 1, say it happened and it was good.
be there in the fucking first place.
Fucking retarded. Step 2, hail Hitler. Step 3, assault random people and go to jail. Step 4, outside of the court where you are being tried for assault, trespassing, and public disruption, break the law on video by hailing Hitler and doing the Nazi salute. Step 5, give a mediocre speech to 30 people.
So we have an ideology that actually represents a
Australia saved in
concrete
5
fucking
steps.
solution to these problems. No one else does.
Maybe he gets
When the
it, Jack.
conservatives say, hey, why don't we do white nationalism without the national socialism thing? What they're saying is, why don't we get rid of the idea that actually fucking worked and instead embrace an idea that doesn't fucking work?
It worked longer and outlived. National Socialism existed for less than 30 years. What are you talking about? Liberal democracy preserved the white culture, the white European people, justified our expansion, our colonialization for like thousands of years, literally since Greece. National Socialism lasted less than 30 years, instigated conflict by its existence, and then didn't live, and now it's gone. There's no more countries like that. What are you talking about?
And it's never actually worked. That failed when we did it. You do something once.
You have free speech, retard. You're giving a Nazi speech in your country to a group of people who just marched around as open Nazis without their masks on the day before. I mean, I agree that it's not working for us. It didn't fail. You live in a country with laws.
And it fails, you don't do it again. You change.
Like, you need to say things. Like, you can't just say shit when you're giving a formal speech. I want to skip to the end where no one claps.
We could live with them if we just messed around with the rules. And we could make it so that we don't, right? That's basically their thesis. And so conservatives are always, maybe 3 positions.
Cook.
There's also something that we do called outrage jujitsu. Right? It's a term I just made up. We can make up another term if you don't like it.
Just made it up? Okay, that was aura. I just made it up. There's this thing we all do called outrage jujitsu. Now you might be asking what this thing is, because none of us have done it before. Well, I just made it up.
Conservatives say you don't want to do anything that makes people upset.
Yeah, we live in, there's color TVs now. Black shirts don't look good.
Apparently in politics,
True.
you just want to make everyone happy. Well, the thing is, if you are happy with the state of our country.
Oh, this is the part. This is the part, chat. Everyone get ready. O/slashes. Hail Odin. Hail Australia. Hail Joel. Get ready. This is his cook. This is his go-off moment. Lock in.
Happy. Well, the thing is, if you are happy with the state of our country, you're a fucking idiot at best. Let's go! Or you're straight up fucked in the head. We do not want people to be happy.
Let's go! Guys, he needs the applause. His ego's hurt. Can we get some O/slashes? Some pity slashes in chat? Some pity slashes in chat for this guy? Thank you.
We want people to be fucking angry.
Heck.
We do not want people to be happy.
His Hitler moment. Here's his Hitler moment, chat.
We want people to be fucking angry.
That's right. All of that punch, all that build up to say, we want people to be fucking angry, and have 2 people say, right.
We're fucking angry.
Your crowd's not even angry.
Why do you go in black shirts? You look so militant. Yes! We are fucking militant! Yeah. Do you think that we are going to beat these fucking Jews without being militants?
No.
You could like hear the people who like are like Joel Davis's guys, like, you know, like Joel Davis's top guys are like elbowing people. Say something. Oh yeah, no, we can't.
Do you know what's bad optics? The fucking left-wing rallies where they burn Australian flags, chant death to Australia. That's bad optics. But they fucking win. You know why? Because they have fucking emotion.
Bro does not understand. Okay, maybe he's not smart. Earlier I said he knows stuff. No, he's a retard. I take every compliment I gave to Joel Davis for the sake of being like polite and not coming off as like a pretentious dick. I didn't want to seem like a hater dick rider, but he is just a retard. I take it all back.
They don't repress their emotion.
We need to be like Antifa and have snack bars at our protests and have songs that make us cry. And we'll just do that, but angry. Ah! You're like, You're like a barbarian from fucking Clash Royale, dude.
And they demand that everyone.
Antifa is like a cloned minion, like 5 minions cloned and then mirror cloned. And this is like the group of 2 barbarians. This is 2 barbarians, dude. It's cooked. True Goida.
That's how you win.
This is why it has to be Americans. This is the Anglo. This is the pure Anglo race and their fury. The Anglo is angry. The nation of Anglos is angry. Are they? Now I get why he was asking, why won't the 1 million, 500,000 people who say they're pro-white come out and march with us? You can't even get the people who gave you their social security number to chant for you. You can't even give the people who you took a picture of their ID. You can't even get those people to chant for you.
But
now
also,
it makes sense.
When the left get emotional, everyone who's normal goes, look at these fucking idiots. I fucking hate these cunts. Right?
Just admits that everything he's doing makes normal people hate him. Gives a speech to convince normies that they should be emotional. Acknowledges that they will not listen.
And there's nothing that pisses them off more than us. So wouldn't it be a great idea to make them really angry at us so that everyone that hates them goes, wait a second, the cunts I'm angry at really hate these guys?
Dude, his plan is to get all of Australia to hate him for being a Nazi so that one day they wake up and realize, why am I hating the Nazi when they're fighting the same guy as us? That's why they're normies. If they weren't normies, they would either be smart enough to disagree with you or be wignats. The whole point of being a normie is that they have cognitive dissonance, is that they're too dumb. They're trapped in the matrix. They never will get it. And that we can pull out a few every now and then and save them or whatever. You're so retarded. Joel Davis is cooked.
That's called outrage jiu-jitsu. And we just did a masterclass in outrage jiu-jitsu yesterday.
I don't even know who that is, Jakey.
The public saw, particularly the public of Adelaide, because they got the most news coverage, obviously.
Obviously.
They saw the police facilitate an Aboriginal communist march through the center of their city with Death to Australia signs saying, this is Aboriginal land, fuck you, this isn't your
Get
country.
angry, chat. They couldn't beat the natives, and now the natives are taking it back. Australia, the people who couldn't win a war against birds or natives. Australians with the rich history of losing conflicts to natives and the Aboriginals and birds and to Chinese people. But now we're going to win. Dude, you have native problems in 2025? Imagine having native problems in your country in 2025.
Meanwhile, the official Australia Day celebration has been cancelled. It got cancelled during COVID. And then COVID's over and we just don't bring it back for some reason because it's controversial. Even though all the polling data shows Australia Day hasn't been this popular in fucking decades. You know what?
The media in the country is Jewish. Why won't they do white nationalist stuff?
Why? Because they're attacking it. And people get defensive when you attack their identity, as they should. So I welcome their attacks.
That's funny, Jay Papers.
But the public saw that in every city. Because now that's what Australia Day is. Australia Day is controversial. Australia Day is about colonization and how terrible white people are and so on. And any conservative who does
that
an
voice
Australia
crack
Day
was
celebration,
rough.
They have to be like, well, actually, you know, anyone can be Australian and they do. It's fun.
Chat. Let's hear his closer before I end it. Let's hear his closer.
Guys, why are they the good guys? Whole Australia! And they go, hey, wait a second. Well, the Nazis were the bad guys. Why are they the good guys? Because if you make
guys,
the
get
argument,
hype.
You know,
Here's the
watch
close.
Europe with the
Here's
last
the
battle,
Hitler
whatever,
moment. Here's the final close. The last stand. The aura incoming. Get ready to O slash. Get ready to 1488 it up.
Yeah, you can
Get ready, chat. Lock in.
And that
30
works.
seconds. Get ready.
Well, you know what's more powerful?
Hitler. The reincarnation of Hitler.
Being the
right
Nazis
here.
now. Not just talking about the Nazis then. And that's what we're fucking doing. We are the Nazis now. And we love this country more than anyone else. And we will struggle harder than anyone else. And that is how they realize that it's all bullshit. Ho Australia!
Or chills. Chills, chat. Chat, chills. Chills, chat, chills. Whoa. I'm proud to be white. That made me proud to be white. That made me proud to be white. Chat, one in chat if that made you prouder or to be white than you were when you logged on. Think about how proud you were to be white 2 hours ago. And now tell me if you're more proud. We're so back. We're so back. Okay, chat. I've been going for 2 hours straight. 2 hours straight. Anytime, Heisentard. Anything for the Australian people.